Yo, this is your boy, the Omega Katana here, and thanks for dropping by the Omega Dimension podcast. This is my fellow Katana, Mr. MadMatt.
Yellow.
So he's sorry about his microphone little like echoey and whatnot, but we all get those days. And I just came back from an interesting stream about with a friend of mine called Mr. Anime on the topic of mecha anime and whatnot. And due to us being huge mecha anime fans, it was a good discussion from much we talked about before he had to stop. Yo, Bleeding Shadow, what's good? Thanks for dropping by. And make sure you share that video if you like. Make sure you share it because I really appreciate it because the podcast really needs the podcast really needs some new some growth because before I continue, let's just say that I'm still in the process of rebranding my channel and it's going to take a lot of work. I already did some stuff already, like new intros, new videos. I already made a video already, so I'm not going to release it till because I don't feel like uploading right now. So thanks for your patience on that, and thanks for MadMatt for dropping by, and thanks Bleeding Shadow. I really appreciate that very much. And yes, for those who don't know, I can see the comments here, and I really appreciate that by showing comments on. I can see the comments in StreamYard. So wonderful tool on that. And MadMatt, want to begin here?
Sure. Yeah, let's talk about how anime going mainstream is basically a double-edged sword.
MadMatt, your microphone's a little messed up.
Okay.
Yeah, can I know I can hear you a bit better, but can you hear me first?
Can you hear me now? No.
Yeah, I can hear you a bit better now. Yes, so right now I'm wanted to continue the discussion on the whole mecha anime thing, but I wanted to move on it to expand it to is anime going mainstream a double-edged sword? Let me just say from Twitter experience, I think it's a double-edged sword because people are just being really ignorant, or people who really loved it, and there's people who really hate it and resist change and don't like a foreign product being popular in a country that's famous for its movies and TV shows and music.
Yeah, and then there's also the appealing to lowest common denominator.
Dude, man, that's strange. Why you're echoing all of a sudden?
Okay, I don't know why I'm echoing.
Is it your internet connection or you're far from your mic?
Hang on. Let me see if I can. Testing?
Yeah, I can hear you a bit better now. So speak again.
Oh, what was that?
Can you speak again? Make sure you're not echoey.
Hello, echo, echo.
No, I can hear you now. I can hear you now, Matt. You're good.
Okie dokie. Shall we continue?
Yes. So MadMatt got a good point here, but basically it's a double-edged sword because you got all these people that want to that has said, I'm repeating this like a parrot, that many people are resisting, some are accepting, some are on the fence. And normally I like my toy anime and my mecha shows and some shonen, but nowadays I'm moving towards more stuff like Monster and Naoki Kurosawa's work more
Yeah,
often.
Naoki Kurosawa. No, Naoki Urasawa is pretty cool.
Urasawa. Damn, my bad.
Yeah, Naoki Urasawa is a really good mangaka.
Yeah, really good storyteller too. Monster is one of my favorite stories. And that
Yeah.
was not like an anime. It does not use anime tropes. It's more like a Western movie, like The Fugitive, starring Harrison Ford, and another one from the 70s, which was based on that. But the story's about a surgeon who was like, oh, I forgot the premise of the story, but it's a really good story.
Cliff's Notes version: surgeon saves little boy. Little boy turns out to be psychotic serial killer, and shit gets real.
Yep. And the funny thing is, the guy did it out of his heart because he's a doctor with morals, which is rare in today's society. That most doctors do it for money and trying to get ahead in society, but he risked his career to save those two children, and one of them was a serial killer.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. Yep. So, I know. Let me just continue before I continue this. That I wanted to bring Mackenzie critiques here because we discussed about this, bringing you on with MadMatt. But doing the UK being like it's really early in the morning or really really late at night, I bet he will not come. We have to arrange the schedule for him.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, GT Vega, how's it going?
How's it going, man? Thanks for dropping by at the show. I can tell you haven't experienced anime in the 80s through the 90s. I was born in 1992, so that's not the point here. So, hey, what's good? So, basically, I experienced anime from the 90s, starting from the Fatal Fury OVAs by Masami Obari, which were pretty good, as well as Pokemon. I experienced the Poke craze and the Toonami boom.
Yeah,
And
Masami
I
Obari's a great character designer and mecha artist.
um,
Fuck the haters and fuck Bennett the Sage.
Yeah, Bennett Sage needs to eat a pickle or something. But seriously, like about Bennett the Sage, I like some of the stuff he bashes. It's pure dumb fun. And I remember when anime was a strange thing, and I used to call it Japanese cartoons. I already knew it was already different and not American at all. And I prefer them to like most Western stuff back in the day, more than the Looney Tunes and the Tom and Jerry's and the Scooby Doo's. I was
Same
looking forward
here.
for Toonami with Gundam Wing. Me and my family, including my mom, used to were hooked on Dragon Ball Z back in the day when it was big. Oh yeah, people fight over Pokemon cards. I remember the Pokemon craze. I used to got in trouble with involving Pokemon cards myself. Cause and Digimon too. I remember that reaching to like every Saturday morning over that series
Yeah,
as well.
Digimon was awesome, man. Like
Yeah,
unlike Pokemon, which was more cutesy,
yeah,
Digimon was more like Godzilla.
yeah, yeah. The nice comparison to that. Saturday morning cartoons. I remember those days too. Yes, they're super butchered, but that's my first exposure to card captors, Digimon, Pokemon. And without those, I wouldn't have been the anime fan as I am today. Also, with I remember who remembers Saturday morning cartoons as an experience. You used to watch the latest and greatest shows. This was before streaming got big, and you can watch whenever you want. And once per week, you watch the latest shows here and there, from Hanna-Barbera to freaking Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm speaking not from like my generation, but also from its existence from like the 50s to like the early 2010s when it died. Eat the Cat. I never watched the show, but its theme song goes so hard that it doesn't need to be that hard.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Also, terrible thunder lizards, man.
Yeah. Same creator too. Batman Beyond as well. Static Shock. The Batman. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003.
Yeah, best version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. And I don't know about all of you guys, but let me just say I appreciate animes growing bigger. Yes, you can call me a sellout now, unsubscribe, make some tweets on Twitter calling me a hypocrite, canceling me because I just said what I just said. But hear me out here. It's a double-edged sword, and people are just going to bandwagon it. People are going to bash it. People are not going to like the tropes, but let me just tell you, anime is not a genre. It's not just an ordinary genre. It's a medium. There's different
That's
types
what
of
I keep
shows
telling
like
people.
Beyblade, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, to like shows like Ninja Scroll, Monster, and whatnot. And that's just the anime. The manga's even more vast.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Yes, my favorites are basically Holy Land, Berserk, Monster, some of the few ones. But
Oh, my favorite mangas would be Berserk, Blam, Knights of Sidonia, Getarobo Saga. Well, if I could actually read the entire Getarobo Saga, including Getarobo Go and Arc.
yeah.
Oh, and then of course there's 5-star stories, which, oh my god, a re-release of that masterpiece would make me so very happy.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to get into that, but they're hard to find, and I don't think there's not a lot of chapters translated. Metabots, I remember that one, Monster Rancher. Man, these guys are OGs here in the chat. Guy King as well, yeah. And the funny thing is, most of these most of these shonen fans would have gotten into super robots because that's in their dimension.
Oh
Like
yeah,
stuff like Mazinger.
you
If
think
they loved Gurren Lagann, they would have loved Mazinger. They would have loved like all these super robot shows
yeah,
and whatnot.
you think that the people who loved Naruto or Dragon Ball Z would have been more than easily head over heels for something like Shin Mazinger Z or
Yeah,
Mazin Kaiser Skull or Get a Robo Arc.
yeah.
You'd think they'd be head over heels for that, but no.
They're not
They
exposed to
always
it,
have to
and
stick to their safe space.
yeah, yep. Don't rely on a YouTuber too much, dude. And here's what's good, Mr. Bali? Bali, that my computer's acting up today, so with the clicking. I hate how anime is being dragged into the culture war nonsense by both sides, especially the geek news journalists and the outraged YouTube channels. Agreed. Like, I'm getting sick of it now. I just want to enjoy my medium, like MadMatt here, and not rely on like being like dragged in this stupid ass culture war that is being exploited by those people just like sticking to their own biases. Look, it's freaking entertainment at the end of the day. Hello, man, still there?
I'm still here.
Yeah. Like, I just want to enjoy my stuff in peace. I don't mind. I wish we had more discussions about plot lines, plot points, character designs, how the writing is, even stuff like Robotech rants, which I miss very much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more a fan of Macross, but Robotech, if it weren't for
Oh, sorry
Robotech,
about that. I'm sorry about that, people. MadMatt's connection's kind of off. Which I
sorry.
understand. Matt. Which happened to me a couple times, and I hate it.
Yeah, it's annoying. But going back to what I was saying, were it not for anime such as Robotech, I mean, however much a Frankenstein experiment it was, were it not for that, most of us would not have been into anime hands down.
Exactly. Like some Robotech actually brought people into the medium back in the 80s. Like it was new back in the day. I remember I heard some stories in the 80s according to the internet that in the 80s like cartoons are heavily kiddie-ish and desensitized
Yeah,
and whatnot.
no
They
thanks to our
can't kill others. They can't explain deep plot points. But Robotech challenged that, in
Yeah.
its time slot
Yeah, it was basically one big fat middle finger to Tradcucks who ruled at the time.
back in the day. Yeah. Man. And I grew up watching Grandizers, so it's super popular in Arabic regions. I watch a ton of social anime because social anime is like Rosa Versailles and Hello Ladyland weren't treated as girl shows. Like in the Middle East, I used to live there. That's how I got exposed to Captain Tsubasa or Captain Majid, which is called over there. That's how I first heard the series. And and with I haven't watched much Grandizer, but with Arab storytelling, they appreciate the over dramatic elements because basically it appeals more to them. It's like a soap opera, an animated soap opera, if you know what I mean. And if you watch those shows like in the 70s or 80s or something like that, those shows tend to be very, to a modern viewer, to be very over the top with their melodrama. I appreciate what the stuff they've done, and and I'm not the biggest fan of soap opera stuff, but I kind of miss the stuff now because it at least aged a bit better. Some of the stuff.
Yeah. Like give me Grandizer and Voltus 5 over your typical slice of life shit.
Yep. Like
Like
basically it's
the only
okay.
slice of life I actually do enjoy would be High Score Girl.
The one I liked was like what's that anime called again? What's that
I'll be
demon?
right back
I
because
forgot the name at the moment, but it's not on it right now. I like two, only two or three, but I can't name them right now as the moment. So speaking of which, yo, my boy Mackenzie Critiques, thanks for dropping by at the stream. Anime going mainstream is giving the industry too much benefit of the doubt. Exactly. It suggests a new trend they are working towards. If it's not, then they failed seinen adaptations close to 2 decades now. Bingo, dude. Bingo. Why? Just I'm gonna point this out here. Just leaving it on here because basically they would did more like seinen adaptations that like there's some like Monster, Berserk, and all the other few like the popular ones like Naoki Kurosawa's work or Holy Land or any other shows. They tend to make them focus on live action because anime isn't fitting for the medium for those shows, despite having potential in other countries like the West preferring anime over live action dramas. And going and giving too much benefit of the doubt is basically why these shows are tend to be like cookie cutter, lazy, boring stuff. If you know what I mean. And by basically lazy stuff, just look on Crunchyroll or to like Go Anime on the internet, and all those shows. If you look at the synopsis, they're all the freaking same. Before I continue, we got GT Vega called El Super Football in Spanish. Nice. Oh,
yeah, I've heard of Video Warrior Laserion.
yeah. I bought the work. I watched that in Spanish. Nice. Nice thing. Ikoku, one of Rumiko Takahashi's P-Rama half hits and cooking pop-up and cooking anime were pretty good slice of life anime. That's pretty interesting there.
Yeah.
Like, it's good enough to get out of your
I also like Urusei Yatsura and Tenchi Muyo, but those were more sci-fi oriented.
yeah. But I like some of the stuff to get out of my comfort zone once in a while. Like, what's that one king? What's that one isekai reverse isekai anime with which is the Demon King Mao or something like that? The guy who works at a McDonald's. The former Demon King has to work at a McDonald's. I like that one a lot. Golden War was another one I wish they released on Blu-ray. And
Dude, if we're talking about anime that I wish would be released on Blu-ray already, Golf Force, man. All the Golf Force. Yes, that includes New Era.
Yeah, the
When
whole
St.
series. I'm
Louis,
not a
that
big Golf
anime.
Force fan, but Isekai peaked with Aurora Dorbine, Battler Dorbine, and
Yes,
Escaflowne.
agreed.
Yeah, because basically those are the best Isekai shows. The main character wants to go home, but with Dorbine, everyone thought he was dead. And Escaflowne, the characters return home at the end of their stories, and it's not like escapism. Like you can hear them. You're super powerful, like an escapist power fantasy. No, you're in a dangerous foreign world that you
Yeah.
can be killed
Also,
in
if we're talking
seconds.
good shojo, Escaflowne is peak.
Yeah, it reaches peak. Then Escaflowne is like, I need to get a DVD set on that because basically it is isekai done right. I love both the movie and the TV series. And I don't care what anyone else says about isekai. I was not Knights and Magic was okay, but I thought of it as like a generic isekai with mechs. But with Super Robot Wars 30, it's making me change my mind because I like the main character, and I like the Ikaruga
Yeah,
as a
not,
whole.
not yeah. I actually like the main character of Knights and Magic too. He's basically like me. If
Yeah, I like
like
Ernie.
yeah, Ernie's cool.
Yeah, yes. So yeah, the one thing that's strange about me is that I don't mind people wearing like Shonen Jump T-shirts here and there, but they're starting to get into it again because yes, it's fatty and trendy and whatnot. But I wish it explained it just explored different genres, and it
Yeah,
was
I
meant
would.
to.
I'd be more than down for Shonen Jump doing mecha again.
Yeah, same here. And oh, he got a good point here. I hate that people think all sojo is very ignoring classics like Rose of Asal and Suki Bandeka.
Oh
Look
yes,
here, because
Giban
basically,
Deck is fucking dope.
yeah, because let me just say that shoujo's not all girly. There's like some of the stuff that I really enjoy in that genre, which I don't remember the top of my head, but they had some really good stories there. And I haven't explored like Suki Deka, but what's that one? I can't think of them at the top of my head, but some of the stuff like Clamps X9999 or
Oh
various stuff
yeah,
like Clamp I love
yeah.
very
That's
much.
basically Clamp's very own iteration of Evangelion, and if you ask me, much better than Evangelion.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Matt, can you get closer to your speaker or something? Because basically it's like echoing here or there again whenever you got a good discussion.
Hello?
Yes, yeah, that's a little better. And Claymore
I don't even
exactly
know
like
what the
Berserk.
fuck is wrong with my mic.
Wonder why my mouse not working again. So, Maid Sama, Guilty Pleasure of Mine, which I watched on Netflix, very like twice.
Yeah, Claymore's pretty good shoujo answer to Berserk. Not gonna lie,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
the females are pretty hot too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But with the whole people like using nerd culture, it's not nerd culture to me. To me, it's like the medium that it's like being used for like being exploited for like their own purposes on personal beliefs. Like this country's already divided as it is in the US and the world and whatnot, but people like complaining about every single little thing because basically it doesn't fit my worldview and whatnot. Look, the don't want to say the woke stuff, but let me get back to another comment here. by the culture war. Let's call it the culture war. Vampire Knight, I like that stuff. Really good stuff there. Yes, better than like Twilight, but still it has problems. But the
Yeah, it
culture
has its
war is
problems,
like,
but I'd much rather Vampire Knight than Twilight.
yeah, the whole like culture wars making things worse, and basically, Black Stage D was really chill back in the day before he got really deep into it. Athena, classic, but seriously, stay out of the culture war, man. I almost fell into it, and until like people like Bali got me out of it, woke me up and got me out of it. And Bali, if you don't mind, I'll be sending if you don't mind, I'll be sending you an invite to the show. Let me just send an invite to you, but yes, I'm still here. I'm just like typing in an invite or something. I just sent you I just sent Bali like a an invite to the podcast if he's interested, because he got a lot to say, and this is a really good discussion despite some issues right now because of
Yeah,
I
especially in my
understand.
end, and for some odd reason.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Like you got a ton of things to say, but your internet mic is kept cutting off whenever you want to like say something.
Yeah, ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, just
If I may quote Dark
yeah,
Helmet,
my internet connection's fine. So
yeah, if I may quote Dark Helmet, even in the future, nothing fucking works.
yeah, understand that. Are you freaking kidding? Now nothing's working now? Oh, there it is. Like basically stuff's going wrong, stuff's like not working properly, but I'm still having fun right now despite the problems. And sorry about my fan blowing in the wind if you guys didn't mind hearing it. Oh, there he is. Thanks for Yo Bali, thanks for dropping by at the podcast today.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
I'm glad to be here.
yes. Thanks for dropping by, even though it's like for like a couple minutes or two, because I understand you're pretty busy at the moment. And isn't
Yeah,
that Superman in a profile pic?
yeah,
Yeah. Can you raise your mic a little loud? Or wait a minute, never mind. You're using from your computer. Never
yes,
mind.
yes, yes. Sorry about that. It's just that the problem is my mic is on the laptop itself. I don't have an actual mic.
Yeah, I understand that. I used to speak out of my microphone for the longest time.
So yeah, I was. So yeah, basically, I'm just closing up. I'm just closing some windows, so so it doesn't add to the. So it doesn't add to the size and doesn't affect the Wi-Fi credits. So So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so everything. Okay, so you can hear me fine.
You're a little low. Can you raise if you can raise your speaker volume?
I'm not sure if I can.
You can try
uh,
though. Just go into like microphone settings or something like that. You can like raise your microphone volume or go on StreamYard or something that can boost up your microphone if you can. If you can't, I can still hear you enough.
okay, let me just try something. Let me just try something.
Yo, Go Talk with the Great. What's good? Dio Brando, what's good, man? Thanks for dropping by.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm
So,
talking to the chat here. Like
oh, sorry.
basically, yeah. You're good. You're good. That's YouTube, but let's just say that we cannot stop anything going mainstream, like it or
Oh,
not. Even if it goes out of style, there's some fans from this era that's still going to be fans.
yeah,
And I just feel bad for these fans because they're not exposed to like any other stuff that are being left out of the radar.
yeah,
People culture wars like destroying like the medium a lot when it
yeah,
comes to like fandom wars.
yeah.
Like I'm getting sick of it, dude.
Yeah, and the problem with these culture war channels, like who hype up anime, a lot of them are only familiar with what comes out of at least 20, like at most 20% of what comes out of Japan.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure
20%
a
of it.
huge number of them never heard of stuff like, say, Legend of the Galactic Heroes or Bottoms or.
Bingo. Yeah,
Two of my
continue.
favorite animes right there, Padre.
Well,
Yeah,
good that you
because
love them
basically
too.
they missed out on the good stuff. And we're not
Yeah,
talking about the manga. That is a different world. They're
yeah,
mostly stuck by like your favorite YouTuber, like for Never Loser or something like that. Like telling them about go watch this overhyped shonen stuff that we
yeah.
saw a billion times, or Crunchyroll like giving out like this a generic cookie cutter isekai show here or there.
That's that's one of the reasons why I want that. That's one of the reasons why I watch some YouTube channels from people like Kenny Lauderdale, because he talks about
Yeah,
a lot of
good
different
Yeah,
YouTubers.
animes.
Kenny Lauderdale actually knows what the fuck he's talking about. I mean,
Yeah,
matter of fact, I'm actually sub to more smaller anitubers like Kaiser Beams, Kenny
yes,
Lauderdale, Mason Otaku,
yeah.
Yup.
Typing
Van
Goji,
Anime,
if you're typing,
Studio
yeah,
Chojin's really, really
yeah,
good channel.
yeah, Kaiser Beams. He started out mainly as an anime channel, but he's been dabbling in other stuff like his Warner Brothers animation cross documentary is fantastic.
Yeah. A really good discussion on Warner Brothers cartoons. Like they're really well animated for its time, and it's
Yeah,
classic. And like and what Otaku the Great says about if you think that's bad, you see the translation discourse. I don't know what you guys say, but why in the hell that you translate? You're having a localizer,
yeah.
authorities, whatever, doing Persona 1, 4, 3, 4, and 5, even though they're already released in English already.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
not to mention the type of localizers definitely have the smug look and the danger glasses.
Change your glasses.
yeah. Unfortunately, localization is something I'm too familiar with because
Yeah,
unfortunately, especially in the 90s and 2000s, there was a studio called Venus who ended up
yeah.
getting their own channel called Space Tune. They're
Oh
basically,
yeah, I heard about
they're,
that.
they're basically the four kids of the Arabic dubbing, and
Shoot.
they localized the shit out of many anime and shows in the 90s and 2000s, giving them Arabic names and going overboard with the censorship, even removing any reference to characters liking each other romantically.
Oh, oh yeah, that's like really like heard about that stuff. Like the four
And
kids of the Arabia. I thought that there's one Syrian studio that was really good, but got destroyed in the Syrian conflict.
yeah, and like they
But
start like when it got Space Tune, like they really went crazy. Like in the Detective Conan Arabic dub,
yeah,
like they kept the relationship between Shinji and Kogome in, but they made them
yeah,
engaged
yeah,
because
exactly.
Arab Muslim culture is frowned upon for two people to be in love with each other unless you're engaged or some
Yeah,
bullshit like that.
yeah,
Like I'm a Muslim myself, but I'm sick. But
Yeah,
I don't like it when you censor stuff like that. Like I
yeah. I
don't.
don't want. Yeah, despite me
again,
being Muslim, I hate censorship. Like unnecessary, especially with stuff that's meant for like teenagers or for like older adults.
Oh
If you
God,
think it's
God,
bad, don't show it at all.
God, remember the Bleach dub? Remember when they
English?
aired
Are you talking about
Bleach?
the English? What? There's an Arabic bleach dub?
Well, no, actually, sorry, it was subtitles. Sorry, but they aired it on Space Power, which was Space Tune's
Oh yeah,
channel
I haven't
for
heard
older
about that, but
audiences. But oh my God, they censored the female character's legs, with, like as if they're wearing trousers.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yep.
Like they were wearing their dresses, but they censored trousers on their legs, and they did that as well with the Arabic dub of Fuji Yugi.
God, what's wrong with my internet connection? Like, I thought it's going fine, but right now it's like, is it like now?
God, I mean, God, it's really annoying, and it's because of those terrible censorship is why the Arabic market's one of the few markets where Dragon Ball Z was not a big hit.
Yup, exactly. Like, I
I mean,
heard like
yeah,
Dragon
Dragon
Ball
Ball
was
was popular.
iconic, but I heard in Arabia it's not that like kind of like with Saint Seiya over here.
Yeah, like the usual Dragon Ball show, it was successful, even though they censored a lot. But it was an adventure comedy, so it worked for the audience who were watching it. But when they got Dragon Ball, they censored the hell out of the whole characters
Yep.
dying, coming back to life, and the kami thing, and like they were saying, oh, they didn't die, they were just injured, so they went to this hospital or whatever, and
Yeah.
like, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me with this shit? And
Yep.
also, we never got Sailor Moon in Arabic, even though it was released in other Muslim countries like Turkey and Indonesia.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I love Sailor Moon, we never even got Lupin the Third.
wow, you got a lot of anime by the West didn't have on TV, like Let's Go,
Yeah,
Future Boy Conan and whatnot. But now they're doing this whole 4 kids thing now.
yeah,
Like they used to like back in the day, it's like a drama, like soap operas and dramas and whatnot that I find really interesting.
yeah. I just feel, yeah, it's basically, yeah. In my opinion, the anime Arabic dubs and anime, the peak of that era was between the 80s and 90s. Because
Yep.
they weren't overly censored. Like some of them censored stuff, but they
Yeah.
didn't go crazy with it. And hell, some of them weren't even censored. Like I've seen an Arabic dub of an anime adaptation of The Little Mermaid, and
Yeah.
it wasn't censored. Like they actually kept scenes where she was completely nude from the back,
Yeah.
and you that wouldn't happen in the 2000s.
Yeah. I heard also isn't Gundam one of the only the regions in the world that it isn't that popular because it got butchered to death too.
Yeah, basically, I don't know. Basically, the only Gundam show I know that actually got dubbed was Gundam Wing,
Come on.
and it was
My
popular. No, Gundam Wing was
connections.
successful.
Shit.
Gundam Wing was successful. It showed they were released both the Arabic and the original English dub as well, because Space Tune made an English channel and where they showed the English dub on, and it was successful. But that they never showed another Gundam series after that for some reason.
Gundam Wing?
Yeah,
You're
Gundam
talking
Wing.
about? Yeah, because they censored it to death and also it's poorly localized.
Uh, yeah, it was poorly localized. Although it aired a lot, it aired more than once. It actually aired a lot of times on Space Tune, so it
Yeah.
was at least more successful than the Dragon Ball Z's Arabic dub.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Arabic dub, I watched like MBC3. Like when I used to watch MBC3, they would used to air Arabic dubs of American dubs in anime, like Cyborg 009, Astro Boy 2003, and Yu-Gi-Oh. And
Yeah.
that really
I can
annoyed
barely
people.
hear. You got some really good things to say, but I don't know why the hell my connection's screwing up. Like basically, it's
Say,
like
what do you say we call it good here today? Because it seems our connections are really fucked up.
don't know why because I'd like to continue it on my phone for part two if you don't guys don't mind.
uh, so
I'll
yeah,
just end it for now and I'll get back to you guys later.
okay,
Okay.
Sorry about the connections here, people, and we're about to be on, but I have to figure out what's wrong with the connections. So I'll probably do it on my phone to see if that works. So till then, people, talk to you later. Hope you guys enjoy.
Base.
bye.